from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Coming to you from the National News Studio, good evening. This is the news. I'm Clifford Richards.
I'm Delanjali Anand, and these are the top stories for tonight. National New Paddy Harvest Festival held in Anuradhapura with the presence of the President. 3 million jackfruit plants project from Sri Lanka Air Force. State Minister Siambalapitiya hints at the state sector salaries. Facilities to expand in Katunayaka International Airport. Pinnavala Elephant Orphanage income exceeds 84 million rupees in 3 months. University lecturers state they will withdraw from trade union action if acceptable solutions are provided. Thrilling super over win for Sri Lanka. 26 killed after tornadoes hit US Midwest. Now for those and other stories in detail. The National New Paddy Harvest Festival was held at the historic Jaya Sri Mahabodhi in Anuradhapura today under the patronage of President Ranil Wickremesinghe.
Well, this festival is a long-standing tradition where the first harvested paddy of the Maha season is offered to the Jaya Sri Mahabodhi. The Ministry of Agriculture and the Department of Agrarian Services, under the guidance of the chief incumbent of the Attamastane, the Venerable Pallegama Hemarathanathera, organized the event for the 56th time. Many farmers from different parts of the country attended the traditional ceremony with the hope of receiving blessings from nature and the triple gem. Their wish was for timely showers, bountiful harvests and prosperity and economy of the country and the nation. After the traditional ceremony, the President paid his respects to the sacred Sri Mahabodhi and received blessings. The procession followed the ancient traditions and began near the Anuradhapura Lion Pillar before entering the Mahasbodhiya premises through the Valimalua. It is a traditional custom of the Attamasthanadipati, the Venerable Pallegama Hemarathanathera, to fill the golden offertory bowl with fresh rice from various regions of the country, accompanied by the chanting of Setpirit by the Mahasangha. Fulfilling the historic cultural customary practice, Uruvarage Vanyalatho offered pure bees honey to the Sri Mahabodhi, while ghee from Sabragamuwa historic Saman Devale was offered as a way of showing respect and gratitude to the sacred Jaya Sri Mahabodhi. The chairman of the Traditional Rice Farmers Protection Organization, Chintana Vilegoda, presented the President with a bundle of rice pods that corresponded to his age. The President then distributed region-specific seeds and rice varieties to farmers from all 9 provinces. Additionally, the President received a digital copy of the 56th National Alutsahal Mangal commemorative edition. Attamasthanadipati Nuara Kalavia, Chief Sanganayaka, the Venerable Pallegama Hemarathanathera, delivering a special exhortation, said that the farmers have expressed their grievances about the inadequate prices they are receiving for their crops. He said that they are empathetic to the challenges faced by the farmers. He added that a substantial amount of funding has been allocated by the government towards supporting the agriculture industry and farmers. He pointed out that it is imperative to address the issues by the farmers in order to advance the country as a whole. Providing effective solutions to the farmers' problems has the potential to resolve many issues plaguing the nation, he further added. The Chief Sanganayaka also said that there is a need to modernize agriculture and promote sustainable practices by equipping farmers with modern knowledge and techniques. Expressing his views, Minister Mahinda Amaravira said that upon assuming duties, the President faced a situation where farmers were protesting on the streets, indicating that the gravity of the issues they face. And he said that when the responsibility of the Ministry of Agriculture was entrusted to him by the President, he instructed to ensure the timely supply of fertilizer to farmers to enhance crop yield for both seasons. He further said that as a result of the efforts, they were successful in providing the necessary urea fertilizer for the Maha season and even distributed the stock received from the Chinese government to the farmers free of charge. This enabled the government to achieve its target harvest during the Maha season and able to produce 3.3 million metric tons of rice. In gratitude for this success, the minister said that they offered their gratitude to the sacred Sri Mahabodhi. The first phase of the program to plant 3 million jackfruit trees across the country under the theme Guan Hamuda Herali Perali was launched yesterday in Anuradhapura, that's the Air Force base under the patronage of the President. This program has been implemented in conjunction with the government's food security program with the aim of creating local and foreign jackfruit market to promote jackfruit among the Sri Lankan people. Under this program, 75,000 jackfruit trees are expected to be planted within this year. The book Guan Hamuda Herali Perali, written about the jackfruit plantation, was also presented to the President. In addition to jackfruit cultivation, this book also contains information on related products.
Now, State Minister Ranjit Siambalapitiya says, as mentioned in the budget, a special attention will be directed on the state sector salaries during the final quarter of this year. He made these remarks while speaking to media following a program held last evening in Avisavella. The State Minister said that according to the Budget 2023, the government expects to direct a special attention over the state sector allowances during the final quarter of this year. He said that the government will have to allocate financial provisions to provide salaries for state sector workers before the 10th of this month, considering the upcoming new year. He also said that pensions as well as Samruddhi allowances should also be provided before the 10th of this month. Accordingly, the State Minister said that upon the instructions of the President, the relevant payments will be made on time using all financial strategies.
FUTA, the Federation of University Teachers Association, says they will temporarily withdraw from the trade union action if the government at least provides solutions for the issues faced by the universities, even though the tax policy change is the final solution. President of the association, Professor Sharma Bannahekar, said that if the government provides a written assurance in the next couple of days, they will take part in the advanced level paper marking process. Professor Bannahekar said that they have been engaged with the trade union action since last night. However, he said that they are yet to receive any positive feedback on the tax policy. He said that during the discussion with the Education Minister and the University Grants Commission, they are sure to resolve issues pertaining to universities despite the existing tax policy. Accordingly, he said that they expect solutions for these issues from the government in the near future. He added that they are willing to change the course of their trade union action if the government provides progressive solutions which can be accepted by them.
Now, a person has been killed from a motor traffic accident which took place this morning in Hattaniya Maravila area along Shilla Colombo Main Road. A three-wheeler carrying a group of people from the same family had toppled on the road and had collided with a small lorry which had arrived from the opposite direction. The injured were admitted to Maravila Base Hospital. The father of the family had died from the incident. A person getting knocked down by a motor car near Salgas Junction area in Mattegoda has been recorded in a nearby CCTV camera. Southern Expressway Traffic Police said that 3 persons have been hospitalized after sustaining injuries when 2 lorries had collided head-on last night in Baddegoda, Bandaragama area along the expressway. Meanwhile, a lorry had collided with a motor car in Vidiyagoda area in Southern Expressway. The driver of the motor car, identified as a doctor, has been admitted to Bandaragama District Hospital for treatments. Now, President Ranil Wickremesinghe met with Director General of the Indian Institute of Good Governance, Bharat Lal. Until we bring more details on that story, the world first ever beauty pageant for twins was organized at the BMICH today. It was titled the Mr. and Miss Twin Sri Lanka 2023.
Well, very interesting. The competition was organized in line with the concept of founders of the Sri Lanka Twins Organization and Vice President of the World Twins Organization, Upuli Gamage and Shamali Gamage. The selected competitors will be featured in 2 mini pageants scheduled to be held in the near future. The organizers have said that the finals of the pageant will be held in the latter half of the month of June. The winners of the pageant will represent Sri Lanka at the Mr. and Miss Twin World Competition. Former captain, Sri Lanka cricket captain Chaminda Vaz, veteran model Roseanne Dias and Seng Sung Olu were featured in the judging panel, while Chanit Fernando is the official trainer.
Now, the income of the Pinnawala Elephant Orphanage has exceeded 84 million rupee mark in the first 3 months of this year. Its Deputy Director Mihiran Madhavala said that the spike in tourist arrivals has contributed to the revenue increase. The tourist arrivals at the Pinnawala Orphanage declined for a period of 2.5 years due to the COVID pandemic, political instability and economic setback. However, reports have indicated that a large number of local and foreign tourists continue to arrive in the sanctuary at present. Reports have further indicated that those who are involved in tourism-related businesses and tourist hotels have benefited from the increasing tourist arrivals into the area. President Ranil Wickremesinghe met with Director General of the Indian Institute of Good Governance Bharat Lal at the President's official residence in Paget Road, Colombo yesterday. Director General of the Indian Institute of Good Governance Bharat Lal visited Sri Lanka to discuss potential ways to enhance the country's civil service and improve government institution performance by implementing effective monitoring measures. During the meeting, he shared India's success in incorporating information technology into public service delivery, which resulted in significant progress and cost savings. During the discussion, the President made a request to the Indian official for his assistance in establishing a University of Governance and Public Policy in Sri Lanka. Also present at the meeting were Press Secretary to the President Saman Ekanaika and the Indian High Commissioner Gopal Bagle.
The tourist arrivals have increased at present. Accordingly, steps will be taken to improve the facilities at the Kattunayake Airport. Steps have been taken to manage the existing space at the arrival terminal of the airport due to the prevailing passenger congestion. Accordingly, a decision has been reached to increase the immigration and immigration counters up to 25 at the arrival terminal. Two counters have been set up in addition to the existing 2 counters on the arrival visa process. The relevant space at the terminal expected to be expanded to ease the operations of the customs. In addition, the duty-free shopping complex, which was at the arrival terminal, has been relocated to a spacious location. Passenger rest area facilities have also been increased. Minister Nimal Siripala de Silva recently visited the airport to inspect the newly implemented program. Chairman of the Airport and Aviation Services Limited, retired Major General G.A. Chandrasiri, was also present at this occasion.
Now, views have been shared to commence a transport university in Sri Lanka jointly with the transport universities in Russia and Belarus. These views were shared during the official visit of Minister Bandula Gunawardena to Russia and Belarus. During the tour, Minister Bandula Gunawardena visited the transport universities in the relevant countries. Attention has been directed during the meetings with the relevant authorities on several factors which would contribute to the development of the transport sector in Sri Lanka. Improving the Sri Lanka German Railway Training Centre, academic exchange as well as training for transport sector specialists are among several factors which were taken up for discussion. The minister said that students in countries such as Maldives and Nepal will also be able to pursue their education in transport sector following the establishment of a university pertaining to the transport sector in the country.
A beach cleaning program was held at the Vellavatta beach area today. Well, the program was organized by the Sri Lanka Foreign Service Association. The program was jointly hosted by the Marine Environment Protection Authority. Minister Ali Sabri was also present on this occasion.
Grateful the Foreign Service Association today for providing this excellent example. Despite your role or your position or what your standard in life or in the society, it is important that all of us work together to preserve our environment and clean the beach. Today in this area, this is in Vellavatta, Ingros and the other areas, how do we clean the beach? How do you keep it clean so that the first impression whoever who comes is that Sri Lanka is ready, clean and ready to welcome the tourists and the others. That's very, very important. President Wickremesinghe is very much interested in climate change and preventing climate change and preserving the environment. In that sense, I must thank and grateful to the Foreign Service Association for coming and doing it and giving an example to the society as well as This also gives the impression that we care. So others also will get part of this. And the other most important thing is when you work together as a team, you build team building capacity within our association. That is very, very important. But the Sri Lankan Foreign Service must work as a team because their goal is to preserve and protect Sri Lanka, its image and its interest. In order to do that, you need to work as a team. So that team building is also very, very important. So I'm again grateful for Foreign Service Association to initiate in this step.
Now, Sundara Nuwara Salalihini Vasanthe 2023 festival is currently underway in Nuwara.
And those who visit Nuwara now have the opportunity to have a memorable time at this festival. Many special programs have been organized throughout the month of April in various sites in Nuwara and also including the Gregory Lake. The National Television Rupavahini is the media sponsor of the Sundara Nuwara Salalihini Vasanthe 2023.
Sri Lanka Insurance සමගින් සුන්දර නුවරඑළිය සැලලිහිණි වසන්තය 2023.
The second phase of the Gregory Lake has been organized in an enchanting manner similar to its first phase. The entire Gregory Lake site has been beautified with many colorful ornamental flowers and greenish landscape. Those who visit the site have the opportunity to explore the lake in a boat ride. We invite you to visit Nuwara and experience the beauty and the surroundings of the Gregory Lake.
Now, many innovations and concepts are introduced in various scales and capacities as solutions for the fuel crisis experienced in numerous occasions. Accordingly, a student in the country has introduced an innovative solution for any fuel crisis. W. Sijita Anuruddha. I beg your pardon, W. Sitija Arunod is a student currently studying in advanced level technology stream at the Dankotuwa Katukanda Sangabodhi Madhya Vidyalaya. He has innovated a cycle which can be operated using electricity supplied through discarded laptop batteries. Sitija has also come up with other innovations in the past and won many accolades for his creations. His aim is to complete his education successfully and introduce battery and electricity operated vehicles and cycles to the market. His mother along with his grandfather provide the necessary financial assistance at present for him to chase and achieve his dreams. Those who wish to be a part of his journey also can extend their support, allowing Sitija to resolve the energy crisis in the country with his technology.
Well, the High Commission of India invites applications for the scholarships extended for the children of estate workers. Accordingly, the children will gain the opportunity to follow undergraduate courses and also vocational and technical education. Students who have passed the GCE ordinary level exam with a minimum of 6 credit passes or advanced level examination and age below 25 years are eligible to apply for the scholarship. Application forms could be downloaded from the High Commission website and can be obtained physically from the High Commission in Colombo and the Assistant High Commission in Kandy. Applicants are requested to submit a complete application form along with the photocopies of birth certificate, result sheet of the O-levels or A-levels, latest salary slip of parents and estate superintendent certificate regarding parents' occupation. Accordingly, the selection of the children will be done and pursue undergraduate courses and vocational and technical education at local technical colleges through the scholarships extended by the Indian government.
Now, the remains of veteran actor late Amarasiri Kalansurya are currently kept at a private funeral parlour in Colombo.
Well, the final rites will be held at the Boralla Cemetery tomorrow evening. Many politicians and artists paid their last respects to the remains of the late actor today.
Welcome back on Foreign News. At least 26 people have been killed after a series of tornadoes tore through towns and cities in the south and midwest of the United States.
And homes were destroyed and thousands left without power after storms caused devastation across several sites and states. According to the Washington Post, more than 60 tornadoes reports were recorded. States including Arkansas, Tennessee, Illinois, Indiana, Alabama and Mississippi have all had fatalities as a result of the weather. One storm shredded through Arkansas' town of Wynne, a community some 170 kilometers east of the state capital, Little Rock. Last Friday's storms also led to the collapse of a theater roof at a packed heavy metal gig, Illinois State, leading to 1 death and 28 injuries. As storms continue to work their way fast to the east, hundreds of thousands of people are without power across several states. Virginia, Ohio and Pennsylvania are the worst affected, according to the U.S. Power outage website. The deadly tornadoes came a week after a rare long-track twister killed 26 people in Mississippi. The Mississippi tornado last week traveled 94 kilometers that lasted for an hour and 10 minutes.
Now, Russia has taken the presidency of the UN Security Council despite Ukraine urging members to block the move. Each of the Council's 15 members takes up the presidency for a month on a rotating pattern. The last time Russia had the presidency, February 2022, it launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. It means the Security Council is being led by a country whose president is subject to an international arrest warrant for alleged war crimes. The International Criminal Court, which is not a UN institution, issued a warrant for Vladimir Putin last month. Despite Ukraine's complaints, the United States said it could not block Russia, a permanent council member, from assuming the presidency. The other permanent members of the council are the UK, US, France and China. The role is mostly procedural. But Moscow's ambassador to the UN, Vasily Nezbinezia, told the Russian TASS news agency that he planned to oversee several debates, including one on arms control. He said that he would discuss the new world order that he said was coming to replace the unipolar one. President Vladimir Zelensky called last year for the Security Council to reform or dissolve altogether, accusing it of failing to take enough action to prevent Russia's invasion.
Pope Francis will lead the Mass at the St. Peter's Square today as he kicks off the year's Easter services. Just a day after leaving hospital, he was admitted to the Rome's hospital on last Wednesday with breathing difficulties and later diagnosed with bronchitis. As the 86-year-old Pontiff left yesterday, he confirmed he would oversee the Palm Sunday ceremony followed by the Angelus prayer. He even joked he was still alive. I just felt a malaise, but I wasn't afraid, Italian news agency ANSA quoted him saying. After being discharged, the Pontiff was seen smiling and waving from his car before getting out to speak to a crowd instead of heading home. And his car drove past the Vatican and stopped at the Basilica of Santa Maria. And he came out after praying. People on the street applauded and shouted, "Long live the Pope." During another stop, he exited his vehicle to give chocolate Easter eggs to police officers in his motorcade, AP News Agency reported. The Pontiff's admission to hospital came ahead of the busiest week in the Christian calendar. The Holy Week includes a busy schedule of events and services.
The vast land of China is awash with colorful displays of flowers as springtime brings the country's diverse floral species into a wonderland of bloom. Over 5,000 of varieties, 19 line garden avenues in Beijing International Sculpture Park, offering the visitors and residents of Chinese capital the opportunity to stroll beneath branches of fragrant white, red and yellow blossoms. Meanwhile, a sea of about 2,700 hectares of peach blossoms presents a picturesque scene in Zhangjiang province, city of East China's Shandong province, attracting many visitors at Yangshuan Street in Xi'an City in northwest China. Landscape as fields of rapeseed flowers have entered full bloom. Even 1,000 meters above sea level, natural conditions in Baya Mountain foster the growth of wild cherry blossoms in East China's Jiangsu province.
Welcome back, and moving on to the world of sport. Good news for Sri Lanka cricket fans, because Sri Lanka manages to secure their first win in the New Zealand tour, and Sri Lanka won the first T20 international match after beating New Zealand, and that's in the super over. The match was played in Auckland.
Winning the toss, New Zealand opted to field first. Sri Lanka scored 196 runs for the loss of 5 wickets in their innings. Charitha Asalanka scored 67 runs in 41 deliveries, while Kusal Janit Perera scored 53 runs. James Nisham picked up 2 wickets for the Kiwis. Chasing a target of 197 runs, Sri Lankan bowlers managed to limit New Zealand to a score of 196 runs for the loss of 8 wickets. Accordingly, both teams locked horns in a super over to determine the winner of the first match. Mahesh Theekshana, delivering the super over for Sri Lanka, managed to limit the New Zealand score to 8 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. Charit Asalanka and Kusal Mendis opened batting for Sri Lanka in the super over and led the team to visit first victory in the third ball of the match. Man of the match was Charit Asalanka.
Oh, that's 4 or 6.
And with the T20s, we are moving on to IPL. Bhanuka Rajapaksa scored his first half-century in this year's edition of the Indian Premier League yesterday. And he scored his half-century against Kolkata Knight Riders, representing Punjab Kings. And this match was played in Mohali, India.
Batting first, Punjab Kings scored 191 runs for the loss of 5 wickets in their innings. Bhanuka Rajapaksa scored 50 runs in 32 deliveries. Following rain interruptions, Kolkata Knight Riders were given a target of 154 to win the match. However, they only managed to gather 146 runs for their innings. Accordingly, Punjab Kings won the match by 7 runs.
And coming back home to basketball from cricket, the ceremony to felicitate the St. Peter's College Colombo, who secured the Under-20 basketball championship, was held at the college premises yesterday.
The ceremony was organized by the St. Peter's College Basketball Foundation. St. Peter's basketball players were able to clinch the All-Ireland Basketball Championship in year 2022. Accordingly, the felicitation ceremony titled Champions Night 2023 was held under the patronage of Rector of St. Peter's College, Reverend Father Rohit Rodrigo. The Under-16 basketball team, the coaches, masters in charge of the sport and others who contributed to the development of the sport in college were also felicitated at the event.
Thank God for His blessings, love, grace, and amazing foundation.
So on that note of celebration, it's time to end the news. And do enjoy the rest of the programs together with Dulanjani. This is Clifford wishing you